Alright, what's going on guys? It's Greno from Seismic FPS, and in today's video I'm talking about Infinite Warfare and of course the dislikes it's received. It's been the hot topic for pretty much the last week or two now, so yeah, it's compiled over 2 million dislikes, which is absolutely amazing. Who would have thought we'd see the day where a COD trailer gets over 2 million dislikes? I think that's quite funny. But why did it get these dislikes? And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact they just don't listen to the community. Activision don't listen to what the community says or wants, and of course COD 4 Remastered isn't being sold separately. That is a massive mistake. Heaps of people out there do not want to play a futuristic Call of Duty, or have lost interest in the current state of Call of Duty and want to play a fresh, or what will be fresh, COD 4 Remastered. However, we have to pay for that with Infinite Warfare, and I think that's an absolute joke on Activision's part. You have to pay, I think it's like $30 Australian on top of the normal game for COD 4 Remastered, which is just pathetic. Anyway, there's plenty of other reasons why I think people would have disliked it, and if I miss any, feel free to leave them in the comments. But number one I've got is graphics. I mean, the graphics are appalling compared to, say, the Battlefield 1 trailer we saw a few days later, which was amazing. Of course, you know, the cinematics in the Call of Duty trailer, for me, were subpar as well. And I read an amazing comment that was hilarious, and it went, 2010 called and want their graphics back on the Call of Duty trailer, and that sums it up perfectly for me. This was early on in the piece before it got, you know, millions of dislikes. But I think Activision are so used to just copy and pasting their games rather than listening to the community and actually spending all the money they get from their supply drops, which is another story in itself, on developing a new engine or improving their games. They make I reckon they make millions off supply drops easily, just because of how silly people are to go out and spend money on virtual content that just means nothing. Like, it's a first-person shooter, guys. You don't need to run around looking like a colourful, I don't know, it's just silly. You don't need to run around looking stupid. You don't see yourself in the game, and no one's impressed by a dude that's, you know, looks like a rainbow, and it's just not Call of Duty anymore. Call of Duty's messed up, I reckon. They need to take it back to, well, the good old days of COD 4, for instance. Thank God they're bringing that out. But I think they'll lose quite a few sales on that game, because I don't think people, as I've said, will want to pay to buy Infinite Warfare, which will be potentially a broken game that they use to supply drops to pay for, and it's just not going to happen, guys. I mean, Activision do not care about the community. That's the bottom line here, and I think it's finally starting to come through with people. People are seeing this, and I mean, just look at the dislikes. Actions speak louder than words, and the COD trailer is a perfect example of that. You know, they need to do something, and people obviously don't like. There's numerous things about it, but there are, of course, bandwagoners, and I think there are a lot of people that don't really know much about it, and you see that in the comment section. They're just going in there and just hitting dislike because it seems like the cool thing to do, which I can see that point of view, but it's not actually a fair critical assumption or analysis of the game, rather than just sort of jumping on the hype bandwagon, which, you know, you can't really argue with at this point. You pretty much just have to laugh it off, because Call of Duty, you know, it's only a matter of time before the community steps up and voices their opinion, and they've done so with this trailer. So I guess the gist of this video is pretty much just a rant saying that COD 4 should be sold separately to Infinite Warfare. They're a different game. They're completely targeting a different market, really. I mean, lots of people who play Infinite Warfare might actually like, and it might be a fresh old taste of COD for them, because they haven't experienced COD how it used to be and how it got COD to what it is now. I mean, this Call of Duty Modern Warfare was pretty much what kicked COD off with everyone. I mean, everyone loved this game. It's just going to take us back to the roots, and I can't wait. But having to buy a $100 game to get a $30 game doesn't really add up to a lot of people. But there will be a lot of people who do buy it because they're forced to, which is also not a good marketing tactic on the part of EA, in my opinion. But anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. If you did like it, hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you agree or whatnot. I'll be sure to hit you up, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.